People like a weird thing. I never do that.
Then what are you for?
I see you shiver with anticipation.
But it's not my place to judge why people like a weird thing. I never do that.
Then what are you for?
Treachery to intellectual integrity.
Drooling, blithering idiots.
Absolute moral chaos.
What the is wrong with you? What the
What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire.
Life is chaos of nothing.
Life is sacred.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the way the show was supposed to look.
Yeah.
At some point in time.
Some point. My God, I've gotten fat.
What? We started this before you started losing weight, right?
No, we did this after I started losing weight.
After,
I was actually.
Welcome, everybody. This is. Oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, my name is Spider.
And I'm Alexander.
And this is the Freak and the Deviant.
Yeah.
Episode -51. Today is
51.
August 22nd, 1990. Wait, what? 2021. Sorry.
I thought it was in the 1990s.
I got excited for a second, didn't you?
No.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Freak and the Deviant, the podcast about weird, freak, and deviant behavior, and everything and anything that makes you uncomfortable and makes people talk about you behind your back. That is exactly what we like to talk about.
Oh man, we get to add that to it. People, what makes people talk?
I try to
you
switch
about-
it out every now and then, just for fucks and giggles. Totally.
Yeah.
For fucks and giggles. Oh God, it's been a long day. I'm exhausted, guys. I like an hour ago, I got back from fucking Schlitterbahn.
Yeah.
I took my son to have a blast over there, and oh man, it was hot.
Was it
yeah.
good though? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to have him, enjoy himself over there. And I also try to not wear my shirt as much as possible because I fucking hate that farmer tan you get.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
the farmer
fuck, I
tan.
know I'm gonna get brown, but it's at least gonna be even.
The worst part is I get brown, and that's weird. I get brown.
I get can too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone got that? That was a good joke in my heart. Okay. Don't care what your opinion is. Nobody asked you. Oh my God. So for the record, I actually paid for the expansion to the streaming thing. So we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and we're on my personal YouTube channel and the Freaking Deviant page.
Oh, very nice.
So technically, that's the page that should probably hang on to the live. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We still haven't really determined how we're doing this fucking thing, but
I mean, we never had a clue.
No, this was never supposed to last. I'm pretty sure it was like, hey, let's get this out of our system, and at some point we're gonna run out of topics and just stop talking. And
We ran out of topics long ago.
and we just still figured out. I still got I have this shirt in my head of shot glass dripping.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And the word overcome or overcomer.
Yeah, overcome. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that shirt. That's a good shirt design. So I have some exciting news for I guess we have some listeners that are in the
scene
and also in the area, and I will actually be teaching a rope class, a shibari class, at Etchi Expo on the 25th. So if you just look up Etchi Expo, you can find
5th of August
of September.
September.
Sorry. Yes, September
So
next
September
month.
25th.
Yes, September 25th. Etchi Expo. That's where they will be holding it at the Radisson's Hotel in Austin.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're by the.
So it's like a kink event, or what is it called?
Well, it's actually about it's like a hentai con, an 18-up con.
Hentai.
Is that
hentai con? I didn't even know they had.
Yeah, they have
for
those.
hentai. Well, of course they do. Fucking everyone has.
Oh yeah, everyone has something.
That's for like alien lovers and cheese lovers. This is the stupidest fucking conventions.
I want to go to a cheese con. Like I really do. That sounds really bad, but it's
I bet you there's like a weed. There's like I know there's a hookah. There's a tattoo.
Yeah, there's a tattoo one. I know
We
there's
should really have a list of. This was an interesting.
Isn't 420 just a weed con? Like not
The whole-
literally, but
Actually,
like
here
spiritually.
Here in Austin, they have Marley Fest.
Marley Fest. Yeah, that would be a convention.
It's pretty much a convention of potheads.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Learn how to make bongs out of Coke cans, things like that.
Coke cans. I've seen that at a fucking System of a Down concert. No, it must have been Ozfest instead.
Oh,
But some
Ozfest,
dude
yeah.
actually poked fucking holes in a can and used it as a bong.
That's awesome.
That was fascinating. Can you make a bong out of? Well, you're a fucking engineer.
I mean, I can make a bong out of anything.
Out of anything.
Just about. Yeah, anything that can hold water, I can probably make a bong out of.
Holy shit! I just realized you could make that woo. You know how to do it?
Oh yeah, that's super easy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do it here because it'll blow out the mic.
No, I won't. Just keep it at a distance. No, never mind. This is a podcast. People don't want to hear that
Yeah,
shit.
people don't want to hear that
It's
shit.
a strange thing to start the day with, but welcome everybody. Welcome back to
that
the
would be
house.
very
Welcome
loud.
back to the studio, which we have not used.
Yeah, we
in
haven't used the studio in a while. We
while.
got a nice couch.
There's a nice couch on it,
Nice
and
couch.
yeah, the green screen still works like a charm, and the lighting's perfect.
Well, lighting could, but
Could be
whatever.
improved.
But it's a little warm in Texas right now, so it's
lighting's not a good idea.
Lighting's not a good idea. We don't want to be sweating like.
Also,
in
since
front
I
of
have one of
it.
those smart
Oh.
thermostat things, so like basically when I left the house to go to Schlitterbahn this morning, the AC automatically turned off.
Yeah,
'cause my
someone
phone
for
wasn't
a
on.
smart thermostat
Yeah.
doesn't know when you're actually here.
It'd be dope if it knew when I was like a mile from here when
Mm-hmm.
I started. Even then, I think it took like an hour to cool down a full house. So it's a whole process, but it's fucking obnoxious. Every time I'm gone for too long, I come back and it's fucking hot in here.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment I walk in, my phone connects to the Wi-Fi and it announces to the system that I'm here, and it starts blasting the AC. But it's not fast enough.
Get
But-
a bunch of window AC units. That's what I do with my current place.
Just window AC units are
Yeah.
still like the most efficient method.
I mean, for cooling down a room, window AC units is the method I always go to.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's the most efficient, but it's what I usually go to.
Well, there's an interesting topic of conversation. 2 tangents ago. What is the weirdest kind of convention that you heard of?
weirdest convention
Not
that
necessarily
I've
that you
heard,
attended, but that you heard of.
that I've heard of? I know that there is a hot dog, not sausage, hot dog convention in the United
Like
States.
the bun, like the full meal.
Just a hot dog convention, and the
Oh,
whole
we're talking
thing-
just about the hot dog?
Just the hot dog.
Huh.
Yeah.
And not a sausage convention.
Not a sausage it's no sausage fest.
This is not a sausage fest.
It's a hot dog convention. And I
might
remember
be a
hearing
sausage
about
fest,
that.
probably not.
I don't know where it is though, but I know it exists.
It exists.
I might consider that is the weirdest one that I've heard of.
Interesting.
Just simply because like you would think
You
that
ever
that
seen
would
the movie
fall
Beer
under
Fest?
sausage. Yeah, I've seen Beer Fest. Beer Fest is one of my
You know
favorites.
that
I love it.
they hinted at a sequel, like I think it was Podfest.
Yeah, and they never did that. They never
No,
did
that
Podfest.
never happened. I'm trying to figure out like what, because there's for everything. What is happening?
I don't know.
You hear all that? I don't know if you guys can hear it. Sander, can you please stop making noise? Sander.
Oh well.
No, I'm screaming to the people on the headphones.
Yep, you just blew out the headphones.
Just forget about it. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm
I
sure
happen to
it'll
be a
fine.
dad. The dude's still awake.
Yeah, I know. You have a.
I should have probably put him to sleep before we started streaming.
Oh yeah, yep. Frank Fest. There you go.
Frank Fest?
Yep.
What is that?
It's the thing. It's exactly what I said.
That is just for the hot dog and not the.
Yeah, it is the hot dog festival, and a lot of people see. There you go.
Hot dog eating contest. Why? Where else would like what? If there was
Yeah.
ever the appropriate thing to put in the.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
event.
in the event. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And honestly, the
Move out of the. Fucking cat's under the tripod.
that's fine.
Um,
The cat's not hurting the tripod.
Fair enough. But there's a convention. There was a skeptic convention for the
Yeah.
longest time that we were supposed to go to.
I mean, there's been skeptic conventions for a while. Mythos Milwaukee is one, and
Yeah.
there's
atheist conventions
there's
too.
also
There's
atheist
alien
yeah.
conventions.
alien conventions,
That's the thing that
flat
I've
Earth
seen.
conventions, which is probably the weirdest one, honestly. All around the globe.
There are fucking people. Oh god, we're gonna go there. Oh, we should talk about those 2 millionaires who pretended to go to space. You
Yeah,
must
they
know
didn't.
anything
They
of it.
didn't. Well, there's a lot of technicalities on what counts as space. and
I
what
heard it
doesn't.
didn't NASA change the definition just to say fucking to those 2 guys? Like they changed what an
I actually
astronaut,
think that
like the
might be-
definition of astronaut changed because they were trying to claim they were.
Yeah, I don't think. I actually think that might be a false thing. I think that definition's been around for a while,
Oh, and they just never enforced it.
but they're not. The thing is that where is your definition of space? Because the atmosphere goes way higher than a lot of like. Is it breaking atmosphere? Is it breaking orbit? Where does space
well, but the
start?
definition they changed is that they didn't in any way control the ship. That if they had any control over the ship, then they would be considered the pilot or like an astronaut.
An astronaut, yeah, it had any
Yeah,
control.
and
But I mean,
because
they
it was an
wouldn't be
automatic thing going up and
astronauts.
down, you're
They
technically-
might have gone to space,
Hmm?
right? They might not have been astronauts, but they might have been still been space.
Yeah, that's a whole other
Yeah.
conversation completely. But
That's what I thought.
I was talking about the
over.
change of definition because it's pretty certain that like the definition of astronaut probably that when the definition was made, there wasn't even a possibility or a thought that something could take you there without you driving it.
Yeah,
So why the hell would that be part of the definition?
yeah,
It is now. That if the machine, it's a machine that took you up there and brought you back, you're technically not an astronaut. You're just a passenger
yeah.
that went to space. and
Technically, the
back.
machine is the astronaut.
Yeah, the machine is the one who did the thing. So
I don't know,
definitions.
but the thing is, like, I would also consider, like, if let's say you're not necessarily a pilot, but if you're performing some sort of duty, let's say to the International Space Station, right? Let's say you're an engineer there, and you don't fly the machine up there, but you service their air manifold system.
Yeah.
I would still consider you an astronaut.
That's fair. Well, wasn't that like a? I just looked at the poster. That's a plot point on Big Bang Theory, isn't it? I don't know if you've seen that
No,
show.
I haven't seen that show.
One of the guys, the one that's not a doctor, he's just an engineer. He doesn't need a doctorate for his job, so he just they pick on him constantly, right? But at some point, a dude actually gets hired to go to space and like fix like I think it's like a toilet that he designed.
Oh,
So he has to be there to make sure it's working because it was like so he went to space and he's a wimp, like not in shape,
yeah.
all that stuff. But the dude still made it up to space and made people call him an astronaut.
Yeah, because I would consider that being an astronaut, right? Because
The
you're
engineer
performing,
that had to go out there.
you're performing a function that, right? If it's just the people who pilot, then, well, the roles of astronauts are significantly lessened.
Fair enough. What are you doing? Is this the
There's a
time?
cat.
Cat's hungry.
You already feed the
Dude,
cat?
come on. Like, yeah, rub on the fucking tripod. Invasive ass cat.
Invasive kitty.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm okay with it.
There you go. You get cuddles. So you're gonna make a cameo?
Here you go.
I can't tell.
There you go, kitty.
Oh yeah, it's on your lap. I don't know if you guys can
Yeah,
see it.
they can see. They can see.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I
Yeah,
have a
the
kitty on
cat's
my
in the
lap.
fucking show. But the fuck else was talking? Yeah, conventions. Because I was actually like, I think I went to IkiCon very recently.
Right. Well, we went 2 years ago.
There was OkashiCon. Well, I mean, those are all comic book conventions of
Yeah.
different.
Well, they're
brands.
anime conventions, but basically comic book conventions for.
That's not
you know.
the same. And I know that's not the same because I had a very, very different experience. Because I went to
Well,
Comic Con.
Well, right.
And
well, there's
my
a,
Joker was a killer, but I went as my Joker at a comic book convention. I mean, at the
anime convention.
An anime
Yeah.
convention. It's virtually unrecognizable.
Well, there's
like
different.
nobody-
There's different. You know.
Alright. I need you to keep talking. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Well, I mean, see if you can
Disciplined
hear
around
this
one.
point. There is a different culture with the anime convention versus the comic book convention, right? If you look at like just the various cultures between Japanese culture and American culture, I guess of the of comic book fame, then it's going to naturally produce a different effect, right? If you think about it, the culture is really what determines whether or not your costume is going to really explode in the scene there, I guess, the quote unquote scene. Do you hear any of that?
I did. Yes.
Okay. Well, I was talking about the fact that the cultures are different.
What culture? Sorry.
The culture for the
Oh, yeah,
anime
yeah.
convention versus the comic book convention.
Yeah, for sure.
Where if you had gone in as someone who was Joker-esque, but in an anime that was somewhat popular, then you would have
Wasn't there a
probably-
Joker and Batman story that was actually anime? Like they were ninjas or some shit. I don't
Yes,
remember. It
but
was
there's a
some-
difference between like something that is relevant to culture versus not.
But sorry, I lost my train of thought already. But yeah, no, oh yeah, that's the what I was talking about. Like how I showed up as the Joker and it was like nobody gave a shit. Like it was so
No,
weird.
no. I didn't go as anything. I had a great time.
Yeah, you went as you
Yep.
with your jeans, your sandals, and your T-shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a really good T-shirt, man. It really makes or breaks.
The T-shirt, really?
Yeah, the T-shirt's what
And
kills
by
it.
the way, I have the equipment to make a shirt now. Like a design and print on my own.
I think you should really
very
make that
exciting.
overcome shirt, and I'm
The
gonna wear
overcome?
it to the convention.
On
I'm
it.
gonna wear it to Etchy Expo.
Yeah. Yeah, I can make that in like one afternoon, really.
I'm gonna make that. You need to make that shirt so I can wear it, and I'll walk around. Put the brown
podcast
logo
on
yeah,
it?
you put the
Yeah.
podcast on it. That'd be great, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, I am going to be teaching rope. I haven't done a thing on rope for the podcast at all. Yeah, I haven't talked about any of the shibari stuff I do and any of the rope play that I do on the podcast. It's just one of those things that like never really.
You bastard. Hey, that's not for you.
Well,
He's
too
eating
bad.
both. Like I put the two bowls for the two cats, and this motherfucker's going back and forth on them. Asshole. Where's the other cat?
I don't know, somewhere.
Oh God, sorry.
Um,
Yeah, we never
Anyway.
talked about.
no, we haven't
Rope
talked about
stuff
rope.
here.
Honestly, we haven't talked about anything that I have been doing for a very long time.
Yeah, because you also do the mummification.
I
Which is another
do
one.
mummification.
We've talked about that a couple of times.
We've talked about that a
But
little
would
bit.
you
yeah.
do like a demonstration, like bring I don't know some mannequin arms and
Yeah, do a demonstration
teddy
live,
bear.
and that might be the additional content where I actually like show.
yeah, actually that's
Yeah,
a
and
good
that's
point.
actually one of the things that I probably will be doing is actually doing like a full corset on a teddy bear, and having it up there as part of it. That's what we were looking at. Typically, because I've done a talk similar to this before at various other kink events and things like that, where I hand out string, right, to test the knots. Because, in all honesty, the thing about shibari is that it's or I guess rope play is that you know your knots, and then the rest of it comes with just art. You know, where you after you know the basics, how you use those basics is how you make the fancy looking thing, right?
I've seen some badass pictures of like that art form. It's just fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really pretty, and it can get very, very intricate. But again, if you boil it down, there's just a bunch of basics that they're using in a proper fashion that allows them for that art, which is a little bit different from something like rigging, which is taking that and then suspending it or suspension.
Yeah.
Which
I know
does
there's-
require you to
there's-
know.
There's another one I just realized. There's conventions for the hook. What do you call it? The skin.
Yeah, the skin
hook.
hooks.
Yeah. I know there's conventions for those.
Yeah.
Of work done.
Yeah, there's that.
Is there like a what do you call
Yeah,
it?
there's definitely like a yeah, they do
Venn
cross
diagram,
paths. Yeah, suspension's a little bit different because you have to know where the weight is being distributed on your rope, right?
Right.
Rather than just if it's too tight, you just don't tie it that tight, right? You undo it and don't make it that tight. If you're binding something together, if it's uncomfortable, whereas suspension, the moment the weight comes on, and all that weight starts pulling everything together, you kind of have to know where your weight is falling. Because if you do something wrong, and let's say you put it under the hip, but you accidentally put it over the nerve, you're going to mess up that nerve when you put the weight on there. And so there's a lot that goes into that.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot you have to go into that. Very somewhat similar in mummification as well. Like you kind of have to be aware of where not only the nerves are, but how the person you are tying up is feeling at the time, because they're going to be in this rope for, especially if you're doing suspension, for a long time.
How long is like a demonstration?
Well, the demonstration that I'm going to be doing, a very simple design, is going to probably take me about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But for really intricate, let's say I wanted to do a suspension with corsetry. That's going to take me about an hour and a half to get you in and suspended.
Okay.
And then to get you out, it'll probably take me 10-15 minutes, assuming I'm not cutting you out. So if you think about that, you're going to be in rope for about 2 hours. Yeah, it can be a lot, and that's not including pictures. If you want to get pictures, if you have someone hired, I've been at shoots where it can take 3 hours, 4 hours, where they're in rope for about 3 hours, and yeah, it can be quite a bit. And if you're not prepared, then you're going to just, it's going to mess you up. So when you start doing rope, you always want to start small, right?
Do they ever get like sort of like, what do you call it? Would they get purple on parts of the body? or something?
Ideally, no. Ideally,
that's what you're talking about, like
yeah,
separating the weight, so
putting the weight so that
suffocating.
nothing is suffocating, where your tension's not doing that. If you
wow.
put too much strain on it, your hand will start growing purple and tingly, and then you can lose blood circulation, cause nerve damage.
Yeah,
et cetera,
that could
et
fuck
cetera.
you up. Yeah.
But ideally you're not. You're putting the pressure in all the proper places so that you can suspend somebody, similar to like a harness that you would wear bungee jumping.
Yeah, I immediately think of wrestling where they talk about the mass, like you want the maximum area when you hit someone.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do that whole thing, they stretch their hand
Right.
to make that slap noise.
There's someone,
And then
yeah,
when they hit a chair, you want to hit the flat of their back completely with the flattest part of the chair,
right.
and that evenly distributes.
Distributes the force.
It
yeah.
hurts the least.
Yeah. But it also causes the least amount
Hey,
of
there's
damage.
wrestling conventions too.
Oh man, you missed it. But the last IkiCon that we went to together,
They had
in the
wrestling?
morning there was wrestling.
Oh, so the ring was still there?
The ring was still there.
I've been to a raid before where they left the ring from the night before.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Me and Fang just jump on and started doing shit on it.
Oh, that's great.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I also, I think I don't know if I talked about it because I went that like the last time we filmed the podcast. I went directly to like midget wrestling.
Oh yeah. How was that? I never got to ask you. How was midget wrestling?
That was fascinating. What's funny is that there's like a couple of white guys and a black guy, the midgets, and I as the performer that I am, I immediately just get into the back where they chill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people just think I'm one of the performers.
People think that you're a freak.
No, a performer.
Yeah, a freak.
Because I look like that, and
Yeah.
everyone thinks that I'm part of the show or something. They just let me backstage. So I went and just kind of talk to them and shit, and they're all talking with this sort of Mexicanish accent. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're not, like, I can tell that's a fake accent.
Yeah. Ugh.
No, it's just like the chicks like it. I'm like, fucking what? That's fucking, by the way, midget wrestling, they make money the way strippers make money.
Really?
Legit, as they're doing wrestling moves, bitches just go up there and fucking throw money at the ring. And the referee's picking it all up and put it in a bag. Like, that's the gig.
Oh
They go
wow!
there and
I
they
didn't
probably
know.
they probably got a rate just to be there, but they knew they were gonna make tips too,
Oh wow!
because the referee was ready. Like he had a bag with him that he was picking up all the money on the
That's
ring,
fascinating.
piling it away. That's fascinating. It was
Yeah.
so fun.
Well, I guess that's something I need to do now. I didn't realize.
Midget wrestle.
Yeah, I need to go to some midget wrestling.
Wrestling is better than the things you like. It's just a fact. I was watching wrestling last night, and then the night before, this guy CM Punk. I don't know if you've heard of the guy.
I am somewhat aware.
He's fairly famous, but he fucking bailed on wrestling like 7 years ago. Just retired, fuck everyone. Like, it was a very aggressive. There was a whole podcast about how much he hated working there, and that the doctor misdiagnosed a fucking staph infection, and he almost died. And the doctor sued him for, like, accusing him of that.
Wow.
It's been a whole fucking thing, man.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that dude came back last night in the bad guy. What do you call it? Like the enemy company of WWE,
Yeah.
which is AEW. He popped up and everyone was like, "Oh shit, shots fired." So, I've been in a very wrestling mindset lately. Yeah, don't make eye contact. You're an asshole for eating both of those bowls. Like he looks at me like, what?
Like you're the bad guy.
I didn't fuck up. I put 2 bowls of food and the other monkey cat didn't come for it. Sorry. Suspension. Sorry. Conventions.
Yeah.
Tangenting. It's fun.
No, we're doing good. We're
got
doing
this.
good.
All right.
We're going places. We're going
places. All
We're
right.
going places. For now, at least. Good times. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't brought it up is because it does require a lot of like visual demonstrations, something that we just don't do here, right? We
Not
don't
really, no.
we don't do a lot of visual
Although we
demonstrations.
should probably put a condom in a banana one of these days.
Yeah, we probably should do that. Yeah, I should probably teach that at some point, how to properly put on a condom. It is important.
Can
but
you do it with your mouth?
Yeah, I can do it with my
I
mouth.
had a feeling you needed one of those tricks.
I have a very big mouth, but you actually don't need a big mouth. You just need a long throat. Fortunately, most people have.
I saw a video the other day. I should probably show you and like react to it because I didn't know this was a thing. It almost looks like attempted murder, but like this dude has
that
pretty-
escalated quickly.
this dude has like I was watching porn and it was like deep throat. And I'm like, oh, deep throat. Okay, I haven't seen one of those in a while, right? It was like one of the first 4 videos. That's usually what you click.
Yeah, fair.
And it's like, oh, deep throat. Like, oh, okay. Hey, look, the girl's blonde. Click. And so the girl's going down on this dude and somehow managing like most of his dick, even though he has a ridiculously oversized dick. And at some point, she goes pretty far in, and this motherfucker like just squeezes her fucking like he like
does a straight up like
yeah
lock.
he basically like grabs her head
Headlock,
with his
yeah.
thighs and starts jamming in like with his hands. And I was like, what the fuck? You can see her eyes become like get red. Her face is fucking her like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And then eventually, like, you know, in my opinion, too late. Let's go. And she's like, and then she makes like a turned on face and keeps going. I'm like, what the fuck?
Welcome to the good part of the internet.
I didn't know that was a fetish. Of
That's
like
definitely
almost
a
killing
fetish.
a girl with your dick. I've known the choking thing for a long time, but you don't even get close to almost killing them.
It would have been,
Right.
yeah.
Man, that was weird.
Yeah, that's definitely a fetish. That's definitely a fetish.
Just killing someone with your dick. Oh God.
Not successfully.
That's gonna not successfully.
Failing to kill somebody with
It
your dick.
must have happened.
As a matter of fact, I have successfully not killed most people with my dick.
most people. I'm trying to like. There's got to be the dude somewhere who accidentally killed someone with his dick.
Yes, actually,
Holy
that
shit.
is actually a
was a
real
wrestler.
thing. Yeah.
There was a wrestler that like fucked a prostitute or something. She wouldn't stop bleeding for days.
Oh no, I was thinking about the
His
guy
dick
that.
was too hard.
No, it was a.
Oh look, the other cat showed up and there's no food on any other fucking post.
Okay, well you'll have to.
Snooze,
Get
you
that.
lose, brother. What do you think?
It's okay. We'll get you food later, kid.
Yep, I'll feed you after the show. I'm sorry. What a
Yeah, no, I think there was a court. There was a case where a man had to show the jury his penis because he claimed that it was so big that she choked to death.
Okay, and he had to show it to prove it.
Yeah. Here, talk about something real quick. Give me a
It
second.
reminds you know Hulk Hogan actually had to say in court as a defense that his dick is not 10 inches. That was like part of the defense because there was because a video came out of it. You heard about this? We really should have talked about it when it happened. But Gawker or some website published a sex tape from Hulk Hogan, and he sued them for publishing private stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, except Hulk Hogan is a known person, is on the news constantly. He's been on podcasts and TV shows and shit, bragging about the size of his dick.
Yeah.
So that becomes news, right? The porn that they found of him, it becomes news because they're verifying something that he claimed on the media. That was their defense, that they did not breach any privacy rights. So basically, Hulk Hogan goes on court to say that there is Terry Bollea, the person, and there's Hulk Hogan, the character.
Mm-hmm.
And that when he's on the media, he's Hulk Hogan, he's a character, and he can say he has a 10-inch dick. He has a magic fuck.
Yeah.
Like he could say whatever the fuck he wants. He also like pretends to come back from the dead after he lost the man. Like he's already beat up and he like hulks up because the crowd's chanting. That's magic. That's straight up magic. And you can claim that within the character of a wrestler. But the person Terry Bollea, who plays that role, he has his own privacy. And the sex tape is not of Hulk Hogan, is of the person. So he has a right to privacy. He fucking won like $50 million.
I mean,
against that company. Because of that whole like, hey, I'm a character, I get to brag about my dick even if it's not true, and nobody gets to report on it because he's a fictional character. Whereas I'm a person, I have private rights, and you don't get to grab my sex tapes and publish them thinking that has anything to do with the character. That is a fascinating case. That was the line.
Yeah, and also I looked it up. Yes, this apparently happens a lot.
What are the numbers? Are they better than COVID? Too soon for that conversation?
Yeah, probably. But it happens like oral, basically oral sex, and then the penis is just so big that she ends up choking and dying on accident.
I think that happened in a movie.
Probably.
It had a piercing and it got stuck in her throat. Interesting. But like the case that I remember, there was a wrestler. I'm pretty sure it was Jimmy Snuka, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, who is actually, I think, recently found not competent to stand trial because he's fucking senile now.
Oh,
But
jeez.
this is bigger because he actually, there was a claim that he killed a girl, like his girlfriend at the time or something,
Wow.
because he had sex with her and like she bled out. Like he went out and left her in the hotel and he came back, she bled out. Like what? From sex? Like how hard? Like fucking wrestlers are like
Yeah, they're
biological freaks.
yeah,
This
they're
fucking
jacked.
monsters full
Yeah.
of steroids or whatever the fucking other drugs they do. So yeah, who the hell knows what the hell went down there? But apparently she died, and there was a whole people were hiding it and to protect the wrestler from being lost to the company. It was a whole thing. But yeah, Jimmy Snuka only recently like they tried to bring the case back up, and he's senile, so he was not competent to stand trial. There's a fly in your water.
Go away, shoe fly. Don't bother me.
Shoe fly. Yeah, two people watching.
So
Tell.
apparently, yeah, that's like a somewhat more common thing.
Like, what are the numbers? You getting it?
I don't have any actual numbers. I don't think anybody actually keeps track of it. I just thought I would. Whoops! I just thought I would find the one, but I ended up finding 4.
I feel like they would lie about it.
You would think so, but I
Didn't
mean,
Judge Carlin
in
talk
a
about that?
jury, like, I mean, it's a jury. If they decide that you're lying, you're guilty. But not in that case. It was innocent. In those cases,
Because his dick was that.
because his dick was that big.
uncommon.
Yeah, that's just how big his dick was. Their dick is whatever.
You ever heard of this whole like this is something amazing to me that I've only sort of heard about it very few times, but that like dogs fucking some dogs the dick expands and they can't get it out and they're stuck together.
Yeah, no, that's like a thing.
That's a thing that happens every time, or it's just like rarely. Is it an STD? The exploding dick? You
I
know, like-
honestly, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about dog
We
penis.
talked about
to be able-
exploding dicks.
Yeah, we talked
on
about
the
yeah.
show.
Yeah,
You
here's the
showed
weird
me
thing.
ducks.
I know more about duck penises than I do about dog penises.
Weird.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird things. I
Where
actually
the
watched
internet
like
takes you, man. It's
yeah,
just-
I watched an hour-and-a-half documentary on duck penises, and I have not seen a single documentary on dog penises.
I've seen a documentary that was.
To be fair, it wasn't just duck penises; it was actually duck like mating culture in general. Apparently, it's very violent, and not very good at all.
I didn't even know they had dicks until you told me they explode.
Yeah,
and
they
when
explode
have
out.
Dicks.
Yep. They have
Never mind,
exploding
they
dicks.
explode.
Yeah,
I don't know why I assume birds don't actually have sex.
I know it's one of
Because
those
the
weird
whole
things.
they lay eggs, so I assume why would sex? Be
Why
a
would
thing?
they? Why would something sexually reproduce?
Yeah, I don't know why I assume that for a second. Like there's something just as an assumption, right? Nobody told me this. I just assumed that mammals and what's the opposite of mammals? Not
What-
opposite. The
Mammals and what, reptiles?
no, the ones there's a definition for they lay eggs. They come from eggs.
Oh, well, I mean, besides the platypus, which is a mammal that lays eggs.
Well, God damn it. There's always an exception.
There's always an
This is why the
exception.
rule is. This is why the rule is stupid. That's the
It's-
Joker's perspective.
Yeah.
If there is anything that breaks the rule, the rule is meaningless.
Yep. The platypus is a mammal that lays eggs.
Yeah.
I do not know how they taste. I kind of wish I did.
I'm sorry. What?
I've never tasted a platypus egg.
Why the hell would you?
I don't know. People eat chicken eggs.
That sounds so weird. So that's totally fair. That's like the period, right? That's the period of a chicken.
Yeah.
Because it's like a non-fertilized egg.
Yes.
That's what the period is. And
There's
we
thing-
eat that with
it-
bacon.
Yes, with bacon, and it's delicious.
Bacon, another thing that wasn't supposed to be eaten. Somehow they have convinced people they're delicious.
Convinced. I didn't need convincing.
No,
can
you
smell
grew
it.
up in a society that always.
I mean,
thought
yes,
that.
that's fair. Yeah, yeah.
You
it's fair.
probably smelled it for the first time. And like, what does that smell?
Yeah,
You're like,
well,
it's delicious. That's what it is. And then you
And you
just
ate it.
repeated
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You got that.
And it tasted good.
Because if I'm not mistaken, oh God, I don't know what documentary I learned this shit from. We're talking about documentaries today, apparently.
Apparently, today is the documentary day. Go watch some documentaries. There's
It's
all
fun.
sorts of. There's a lot of really good ones. I'm not even sponsored by some of these things, but I would tout some of them.
I would, for sure.
Yeah, there's some really good ones like Curiosity Stream and all those other
There
ones.
was
There's a lot of
I think
good ones
there
out
was
there.
a Netflix one. It's called the Strange and the Weird or something like that.
Mhm.
And there's some like totally natural phenomena that are fascinating, including there's a fish in Australia that like sounds like a horn. It's a fish like that fucking big, but there's like hundreds or thousands of them in the water, and their mating call is to stick their head out of the water and just do this vibrating thing. And that would sound like static electricity to people in nearby neighborhoods. They're like, who's playing a horn? There's this vibrating sound that happens every night and nobody knows what it is, and they figure it out. It's like, oh, there's this fucking weird fish that do a mating call outside of the water, and they're at the same time, so you hear it.
Australia's a wild place. I commend anybody who continues to live in Australia. I've seen the size of their spiders. Which I'm okay with spiders. I'm not okay with large orb weaving spiders. That's not okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that sounds very deadly. I'm okay with tarantulas. I love tarantulas. Let them crawl all over me. They're perfectly fine. They're nice and friendly. I know for a fact the ones in Australia aren't, though.
I had a roommate that moved out of my house and like left 2 dead tarantulas in like the cabinet for the restroom.
Oh.
I just opened it. They were like in a napkin, like displayed, and I'm like, oh. They don't look alive. Like they curl up. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, they curl up.
They look like they've been burned or something. Like just.
Yep.
And so like I opened it like that. They wouldn't scare anyone. They look dead.
I know a guy.
I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be taken and forgotten at the last second. They were like, well, I can put them in a box. They're gonna get split. Right? So like holding my hands at the last second and forgot about them.
So now they go in the trash.
Yeah, they're fucking trash. Keeps dead tarantulas around. Not spider.
Yeah, I'm okay with spiders, but it's just that I know the ones over there.
The other thing I learned, and you probably already knew about this,
okay,
is the autobrewery syndrome. That's another like super strange thing that I had to explain to a few people recently because, for one, I know a girl that always acts like she was drunk, and she burps a lot. Autobrewery syndrome has something to do with like too much yeast. In your stomach.
When
you eat like in bread or water. Like there's a mix of things that if you put in your stomach, it'll brew itself
and
into
make,
alcohol. Your stomach will be making ethanol, and you're drunk constantly without drinking.
Yeah, so you basically have to go full like keto.
Yeah, that's the only way to not be drunk constantly, unless of course you're into the life, which, I mean, you're an alcoholic. You just never knew it.
Yeah, it turns out you're
always
an alcoholic.
doing it, and you're like, well, am I tipsy always? Yeah, that's a thing that happens. It's very fucking rare. But again, I know one candidate specifically that I like. I know she probably never considered it, but she always acts like she's drunk. She's always got the slur speech.
Does she eat a lot of bread?
She's constantly burping. Yeah, of course, pizza and the basic foods: pizza, cheese, what is it, soda, and I don't know. I'm making shit up now.
I mean,
the basic trash foods.
Yeah, the basic
Taco Bell.
Good old-fashioned American food like Taco Bell.
Like bread and milk, Taco Bell. Like that's that's its own.
I mean, that'll get you brewing. That'll get you brewing
that'll
right
get you
there.
brewing some shit.
Just not the kind that'll get you drunk.
Oh, it's fucked up.
Oh my goodness.
There's a comedian that said like Taco Bell. There was some kind of article saying that Taco Bell meat is only like 40% meat.
Hey.
And apparently Taco Bell, in their defense, posted a whole nother article. It was like, fuck you, it's 80. It's not all meat. That's not the point.
That's not the point. It's 80%.
It's 80% meat.
It's at least 80% meat. It is at least 20% sawdust. And you know what? You never notice.
Dude, if it was dead Mexicans, I'll still buy it. I don't like that. Yeah. That doesn't stop me.
Have you seen the apparently like you can actually put a fair amount of sawdust in a Rice Krispie treat before someone noticed?
I recently learned something fascinating. But that's not the only thing. But what the fuck was it? I don't know if it was the Oreo.
I think it was Oreos are vegan.
They are not.
Yeah, they are.
Well, yeah, but technically there's something fascinating about that too.
Oh, okay.
That they are no longer legally allowed to call that stuff in the middle of an Oreo cream.
Yes.
Because there's absolutely no dairy products.
There's no dairy products at all.
You can't call that cream if it's not fucking cream.
Yep.
But here's the thing. This is something I already knew, but I never looked into it. There is a documentary about this. Oreos were a ripoff originally. Mm-hmm. They were actually trying to take over this other brand called Hydroxy, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Hydroxy.
They were saying like the two most important elements, blah blah blah, and hydrogen and oxygen. So because it's like chocolate and cream. That's the whole thing. And at the time there was a whole lot of trust in like chemical names for products, so people did that a lot.
Boy, did that change.
But that was the first.
Except for hydrogen peroxide. You know, like no one trusts like a chemical name. Like they always assume like it's
Yeah.
it's like medicine, and there's like, but then there's hydrogen peroxide, and everyone kind of goes, yeah, because they'll be like, hey, hand me the hydrogen peroxide,
It's
and you're like,
cleaning solution.
yeah, it's like
shit,
it's
right?
like a cleaning solution. Everyone kind of knows it. Like
Yeah.
you just kind of look at it.
Interesting. And this peroxide, which is what is hydrogen oxygenated 5 times?
Yeah, yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
That's fascinating. Okay. Anyway, I lost my train of thought again. Fuck.
No, you're talking about Oreos.
Oh yeah, the hydroxy cookie was the first cookie ever made that was actually kosher. Like all the ingredients were kosher, which is very rare. And then Oreos just stole it, and they even named it Oreo. It comes from the Latin name of the plant that's actually drawn on the cookie. I don't know if you've seen the Oreos.
Yeah, I have seen.
There's some kind
I
of
don't
like
know.
weeds. Like there's a
Yeah.
plant. The original hydroxy also had that plant, and then Oreo replicated a different version of the same plant, and they named it after the Oreo something philia, some plant that the Latin name for it starts with Oreo, so they called it that.
They called it Oreo.
It's about the drawing rather than the contents of it. It's fascinating how that mimics the quality, and for some reason Oreo just won, like they just fucking won. So years later, we're talking like the last 2 years. Some dude missed the cookie a lot and decided to buy the rights for it and bring it back. And he found like on eBay found the product, like an unopened box of it. So they just examined it and replicated the recipe. And it's basically hydroxy is currently for sale at Amazon.
Oh,
need
we
to
gotta
buy-
get some.
Yeah, it's
We
like
gotta
fucking
get some.
$20 for like a case of 6 or something. You can't get like the single, so it's like a box of 6 big ass packs, family packs.
We should get like some of those, and then get some Oreos and compare the
And
two.
do a comparison. Yeah. Another thing we should probably do is that the miracle berry again.
Oh, dude, I love the
'Cause
miracle
we did that on
berries.
my Facebook fucking years ago now.
Oh, I love that stuff.
That was such a cool experience.
I love
We should
pineapples.
bring someone new,
Oh yeah,
someone who's
new.
never done it, and because
Yeah.
we kind of know what to expect now. but-
I definitely know. I use that stuff all the time. All the time.
well, that's how
I
the
wouldn't say all
reason.
the time.
If
A
I'm
lot
not
of the time.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, the trigger for this is for you to look for that. If I'm not mistaken, maybe something you already knew, but is that I drink tequila and I like to chase it with the lime, and you wanted to join me doing that. And lime sucks. If you're
Yeah.
not into it, it sucks.
I can't. Well, I like
you
the
got
taste
the-
of lime. I love the taste of many sour things. The problem is that it's too overpowering. For me, for some reason, I'm just really sensitive to sour, but I'm not sensitive to other things like heat or anything like that.
Not sensitive to like spicy.
No, I mean, you've seen how I react to them,
That's true. You never freak out. You never freak out about anything,
except for sour.
except for sour.
Except for sour things. It's the only thing. It's just I'm just particularly sensitive to it.
Interesting. Can you taste bitter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that there's like a big chunk of the population that doesn't know what bitter is. I'm probably one of them because I can't between like say bitter or sour.
Definitely had some
I
bitter.
wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, I know some bitter.
Yeah. I know bitter is like an emotion, not as a flavor. Never associated with a
That's
flavor.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I always associate with the flavor, and then the emotion is always just what that tastes like. Apparently.
What the fuck?
I mean, I get mad on a video game, and boom, I taste. It just
You taste the bitterness.
It tastes bitter. It just tastes bitter.
Oh God. All right, Dad. That was a weird conversation.
I know, right?
Here. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, there it is. I gotta turn it back off. But yeah, I just put the John Travolta. Hopefully it pops up here in a second. This is behind.
Yeah, this is behind by a couple.
Yeah, there he is. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put the John Travolta.
Yeah, I
thing.
got
I'm just
the-
like, where are we at? I don't know what the fuck.
Where are we at? We're right now. We're doing okay.
We're somewhere near Pflugerville.
Around,
Around Pflugerville.
I guess.
Austin. I don't know.
Austin's a better place. Yeah, we're in
Yeah.
Austin. Austin's a big
Austin,
city.
Texas.
Austin's a big city.
What was I talking?
Oh, we were talking about Oreos.
Oreos.
Originally. Yeah.
No, I'm done with that topic. But there
you're
was
done with
something
that.
else completely. I don't know. I don't know how I got into the tangent to get to the Oreos.
There was something about like recreations or fakes or.
Yeah, I guess. Oh fuck, I don't remember. God damn it.
It's gone.
Yeah,
Trail-
no, it's gone forever. Next thing.
Gone.
Next, Ghostbusters is coming back.
Ghostbusters is coming back. Yeah. I honestly didn't really get into the
Yeah, I
series.
saw the Kaiser Sosa moment. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
That's what we're talking about. That's where we're going with this. Yeah, I never really got into Ghostbusters, honestly. I saw the movies. I thought they were pretty alright, but like it never really like took off.
No, apparently
with me.
people hated that new one with the girls.
To be honest, it didn't really. For me, it didn't spark.
Honestly, the first
an
one's
outrage.
stupid. I don't know. I really don't know the craze.
It didn't spark anything into me. Like I said, it's not really my thing. Just never got into it.
Yeah.
It's not me. Just not me. Something that we're going to be doing soon is we are going to be playing Psychonauts.
Yeah.
You've never played Psychonauts.
I rarely play video games.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that one.
GTA, all the Arkham games, and every wrestling game ever made.
Yeah, you should play an MMO with me if I get them into MMOs.
Well, you got me into that. What's it called? The Shadow.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one. That was one that we had.
I think you bought me a wrestling game as a bribe to play that game.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
See, some of the games are good. I have some good
It's
ones.
not that they're not good. I'm curious. Oh, I've been playing I played Last of Us, and now I'm still not done with Last of Us 2. It's still on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was supposed to finish it all in like in a week or something, but I never got around to it. But yeah, but yeah. If you're interested at all, is Spider Gaming. Yeah, Twitch.tv/Spider Gaming. Every now and then I go live and just play whatever game I found. I want to stream more VR shit, but you can't do that for long.
No, I end up like hurling.
Yeah, not so. It's a little weird to stream when nobody can see your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's just commentary. I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta. I want to play Psychonauts with you. I also want you to play Subnautica. And the second one.
I think I found that one, and then my VR headset was not really connecting to it, right?
Yeah, it does. Its VR is not very compatible, but
It's
you
not
can just play it.
reliable.
You can just play it normally, and it'll be. That's a great game. I think you should play. Both the
Subnautica.
first and second one are both really good. A lot of people didn't like the second one. I disagree. I like the second one. I thought it was good.
You disagree that they don't like it?
Yeah. Well, no, I disagree that it's bad.
Oh, well, not liking it doesn't mean it's bad.
I mean,
You're making an assumption there.
assuming they don't like it because it's bad, and there's a lot of people complaining about the fact that it is bad.
No, you have to dislike something just because it's bad.
I mean, not necessarily. It's not mutually exclusive.
I'm
Why are we
pretty
debating about this?
I'm pretty sure you like bad movies.
Yeah, that's true. I do like bad movies.
So the fact that you like them has nothing to do with whether you consider them good or bad.
Fair enough. I objectively think that it is good, and people who think that it is objectively bad, I disagree with.
Or wrong.
There you go. There you go.
It's stupid and you're wrong. Got it. Oh God.
Oh yes,
Sorry.
splitting the hairs, just
It might be fun. You don't
very
know.
very thinly.
If you have a razor blade, why not? I don't know what. Oh.
So something that I found out recently is that not a lot of people, especially younger people, know how to cook terribly well. Like on average.
Most people don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
I know how to cook. Pretty good shit too.
Yeah, you make sushi and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I can make sushi and steak. Everything that you pick, you can think of it in an emoji.
Yeah, if
How to make pizza, and how to make sushi, and how to make steak, eggs. I mean, mole doesn't have an emoji, but I know how to make mole and like caldo and rice. Oh, my Mexican rice is the shit. I've been practicing that shit for a long time.
I've never had your Mexican rice.
I know how to make tortillas.
Oh yeah, I know how to make
That's
tortillas.
an emoji. Yeah.
That would be a thing. I don't know. I need to see the statistics on like based state to state. You know, which state has the most young people who can cook. I would assume that the more rural that you get, the more that you can cook.
You would think that'd be a class in high school. What happened to like they used to teach
Home ec, yeah. I don't know.
It's weird. So
we
saw
didn't
a
have
post-
a home ec teacher for our thing. We never learned how to cook. Never learned how to do any of that. I had to learn all by myself. I was so bad at cooking. I boiled water. I burned water.
You burn water.
Yeah, I burned water. I overboiled it.
I've actually done that to eggs. When you boil eggs and you forget about them and it's just fucking destroyed.
Yeah, I didn't even need the eggs. The water caught fire.
The water got fire.
And I was like, how does that even work?
You nailed it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you do it, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I had to actually like sit down and learn how to cook. I actually started off with baking, actually, learning how to bake.
I don't know
And
much
then
about baking.
Then I went to learn how to cook, and the first thing I learned how to cook was actually broccoli, which I don't really like terribly much.
Is that why though? 'Cause you were learning-
No, I just never really. I'm not a big fan of peas. I hate peas, and I'm not a big fan of broccoli.
Oh, give peas a chance.
I hate peas. I don't like them. They're disgusting. Get them out of my face. If that hurts somebody's feelings, about the peas, too bad.
Fuck you.
I
That's
will-
what he meant.
I will
You die in this hill.
I will die on this hill. Peas are gross. They have a gross name. They have a gross color. They have a gross taste.
Have a gross name.
I don't want to eat your pea. I will die on this hill.
I will die on this hill. It reminds me of fucking. Like, I think Carlin once said like he won't eat anything that sounds gross to pronounce, like guacamole. Like fuck you, I'm not eating that.
I won't eat pea.
I won't eat pea.
You can't make me. I'm a grown man.
Did your parents ever make you eat shit you didn't like?
No, not really. Actually, there was they would always try and make like if I liked green, they would make me the greens that I like. So if I liked asparagus, they would be like, hey, let me grill you up some asparagus or something like that.
Asparagus and I think Brussels sprouts is something I learned in adulthood that were good. I had no idea what the fuck they were.
Mm-hmm. So that's what they would do. And my mom actually makes a toasted almond, like broccoli dish, and that is actually really good. And so I can't say I've never had a pea dish that I've liked, but I have had broccoli dishes I liked. I just don't generally like broccoli that much. I hate peas though, and they deserve to be hated. Your hate of peas is fascinating. Give me more. This is a shirt waiting to happen. This is a shirt. I hate peas. No, it's just one of those things. I don't like the taste. I've never liked the taste. It's one of those things like I eat them and I'm like, no. And then I had them slathered in cheese and I hated it. It ruined the cheese.
That's like an American ruined the cheese. That's such an American thing. Put cheese in it. That'll fix it. That'll make it taste better.
I've never had deep fried peas, but that seems like a real big waste of deep fry.
That's another American way of fixing it.
Yeah. It's like, how do you solve it? I just deep fry it.
Deep fry it. People hate onions, but you deep fry the fucking things. Apparently people love them now.
I'm not... Well, I have had good things like pea, associated like edamame.
What they used to do the puke in the exercise.
Yeah, I think that was pea soup. Yeah, it looks gross.
It looks like puke.
Yes.
That's why they use pea soup.
That's why I don't like peas. Not that reason specifically, but that is one of the reasons.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. It looks like puke.
Just fanning the fucking hate.
Yeah. But like things like so like I've had like edamame, right? And edamame is all right.
Are those peas?
Yeah, they're like pod styles.
Yeah, I know what they are. They're fucking delicious. But are those peas? Is that what they are?
I think they're part of the same family, or they're
close
close
enough. Beans.
That's fair. Yeah,
they're bean shaped.
Yeah, they're very bean shaped. They taste similar. I think they're all right. And I have had good edamame dishes. Edamame is actually pretty good. But
it's amazing. There's
peas,
a sushi place near here that has really good.
Yeah, but like peas, no. I miss me with that.
Miss me with that shit.
Nope, don't put peas in my stuff. I will eat around them. I will have a whole fried rice thing, and you will just see I'll eat the whole thing, and there'll just be a mess of peas. I eat around the peas. If I get a pea in my mouth, I take it out and then put it on the plate. Like, I hate them. I hate it.
And that thought of putting cheese to fix something you don't like. I recall at some point hearing the whole, like, well, broccoli is disgusting. Well, put cheese in it. I was like, isn't the point of eating broccoli that it's healthy? You cover it in cheese is like not fucking eating broccoli.
Yeah, and I mean I enjoy cheese covered broccoli. It's really good. The thing is
I've
like
never liked cheese on things.
Like I said, I had cheese on broccoli, but the first thing I had was that toasted almond broccoli because my mom was like experimenting with like how do I get my kids to eat broccoli? Well, she never really got. I mean, I always choked down the peas because it made her sad if I didn't eat them. But I think they just stopped making them after a while after I just stopped eating. I was like I'm not enjoying this at all. The broccoli is really good. This is not fun for me. Anything but the peas. I will not eat the peas.
Not the peas! No, not the peas! Sorry, I had to. It was in there.
So that might be another fun one. Is like, oh yeah, we'll find a pea dish that Alex likes. Yeah, no, dish. I don't want your dish of pea.
You have so much hate. This is amazing.
I don't like peas.
I've never heard you hate something that much.
Look. Here's the thing. I don't hate clowns. In my life. I do like clowns.
People hate clowns, and you.
I don't get
actual
that.
Clowns in your house.
I don't get why people hate clowns. They're just people who are there to try and like help you like laugh. That's their job.
Probably the movies.
They're entertainers.
From like the Joker to fucking Pennywise.
Yeah, things like that. But like a normal clown, like if someone saw a clown walking around, his job isn't to murder you there. His job is to make people smile.
Wasn't there like a pandemic of clowns like a couple of years ago?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I enjoyed it.
There were people that dressed as scary clowns and just stood in the corner and like.
I don't know
waved at
about
people.
you, but I laughed.
See, the thing is, the people that reported it to the cops didn't get the joke.
Exactly, they didn't get the joke. I did. I got the joke. I don't know why you could be mad
This
at
is
that.
why they were doing it, because they showed up on the news. It's like they don't understand that. You know, that was the message Marilyn Manson was trying to relay years ago, that people, like, you publicize the fucking serial killers or the school shooters, and now they're famous. So the guys who want to be famous, like, oh, all I have to do is shut up the school. Well, that's how I get famous. And every time, I think Phil DeFranco fucking put a stop to that on his show.
Yeah, he doesn't
like, I'm
show
never
him,
going
yeah.
to show the picture of the dude that did that. I'm not gonna make that douchebag famous.
Yeah.
How is this still not, like, we haven't caught up to that? People are still doing shit because why we end up in the fucking news? The people did the clown thing because, like, one or two morons did it and they ended up in the news because some Karen called the cops on them.
Yeah, and now they're famous.
Yeah, and now they're famous, and then other guys are like, oh, I have a clown suit in the fucking garage. They get dressed and, you know, they go to the scene so they can be in the news. No veggie haters.
I'm okay with pretty much everything but peas.
So it's not vegetables.
It's not vegetables.
peas.
I like like I said, I have pretty good broccoli things. You know, I'm totally okay. I've had really good vegan dishes and things like that. All vegan dishes that didn't include peas. So it's just peas. It is just peas. I just don't like peas. Not a fan.
I think you mentioned it once or
Okay,
twice.
good.
It's gonna stick, I think.
Okay, good.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, put that on a shirt. No pea.
I'm gonna make you a pea-colored shirt.
Oh God, it's gonna be the grossest shirt.
Let's say it.
Spritz it with a hint of pea, which probably, if you look that up, it won't give you what you think it will give you.
Smells like R. Kelly shit.
It smells like our. Oh God.
Shit, it was 99 cents.
Oh my God.
Oh God, we went there.
Yeah, don't look up hint
All
of
right,
pea.
let's think of. Oh, I love doing this joke. I've been doing cups and balls in public now. Like, I go to bars and bring my cups and balls, and I start doing the trick on a fucking bar table. Like anywhere, just do the trick, and it ends with 4 wooden balls.
Right.
That I like clink. You know, they're pretty cool. Anyway, this is the way I start the trick nowadays is like I lay out the materials, right? 3 balls, 3 cups. You know, like, this is the oldest trick in the world. There's pictures in the pyramids of people doing this particular trick, and it always involves the same thing: 3 balls, 3 cups, 2 girls. Wait, don't Google that. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. I haven't gotten a single huh, not once. But when I make the other joke about removing balls and I'm like, maybe I'll win the Tour de France, no one gets that joke.
No one gets that joke. Yeah, yeah.
That's so strange to me. The more people are familiar with 2 girls, 1 cup
Than they are with
with
the
fucking
bicyclist. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's his name? You know, the guy who won some stuff, and you know.
Is it
Lance Armstrong? Yes.
Okay.
That was.
I don't want to guess incorrectly because
Yeah, you don't want to seem stupid in front of all the
is that
listeners.
guy local? I guess from here, right? Not an Austin guy.
No idea.
Oh. I feel like there's like a hero here. I don't fucking know.
All I know is that he won the Tour de France and he runs some other stuff and
And he smoked pot and he got like
he
disqualified.
had cancer and fought it off.
I love he smoked pot. He had cancer and nobody gave a shit about the
Yeah,
cancer.
no one gave a shit about the
He
cancer.
smoked
apparently.
pot because that's
Well,
clearly
no,
an enhancing
I remember
drug.
him winning something after his cancer, and that
He's
was like
from
a big
Plano,
thing.
Texas.
Oh, he is from Plano.
Yeah.
He's from Texas.
Armstrong was stripped of his 7 consecutive Tour de France titles from 1999 to 2005 after a doping investigation and his admission using performance-enhancing drugs. I thought it was pot.
Oh well, that didn't age well.
That could be misleading, actually. But
Performance. How's pot performance enhancing?
it's just not. I know tons of potheads. They're not.
It seems like it
particularly
would be
good
the
at anything.
exact opposite, wouldn't
I
it?
think
Like,
if you honestly, if you won like a gold medal and you smoke pot, you deserve it more than anybody that did it without it, because you overcame the pot to win still.
yeah, especially like certain things. Like if you're sitting there and like you win ping pong and you're smoking pot, I would hate to see you off the pot playing ping pong.
Yeah,
it would be
way
disturbing. It would be legitimately disturbing.
Have you seen, I think it's called Balls of Fury.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've
a
seen
ping
Balls of
pong
Fury.
movie.
Yeah, I've seen Balls of Fury.
Hey, speaking of which, there's probably a ping pong convention somewhere. Guaranteed.
Oh, there's got to be a ping
You
pong.
want to put $1 on this one?
I don't make bad bets.
Ping pong.
I do not.
Convention.
I wouldn't place a bet on the stupidity of humans.
I mean, if there's a flat Earth one, for sure, there's
Yeah.
gotta be. Ping Pong Fit International Festival, Long Beach.
Oh, it's in Long Beach. Wow. Yep. That's a big one.
Holy shit!
It's the Comic-Con of ping pong.
It's a big thing. I mean, there's this, like it reminds me of Fact Fiend had a video on what is it called? There's a famous British league for billiards, pool.
I didn't know that.
You don't know about that?
No, I don't know any about that.
They're super strict and shit. And there's a guy who's super badass, he's extremely good at it, but he's known as the bad boy, and this is the weirdest shit because it's the most the controversial things that he's done are so lame in comparison to what we know. Famous, sports people here that the guy had a fighting range, what was the guy that was fighting dogs or some shit?
Oh yeah.
And then the other guys beat the shit out of the boyfriend or girlfriend or.
Oh yeah. There's so many, and then
the things that are controversial of the famous athletes here are out there.
Yeah,
they're out there fucking selling drugs to fucking people overseas. And
shit.
Crazy shit. This dude is known as the bad boy of I forgot the name of the fucking
a pool.
Yeah, of a pool competition
of
thing.
the English. Is it the English?
I think it's British. Yes.
Yeah. So
it's got such a British style thing. So at some point he took his shoes off because they were hurting him. So he was playing on his socks, and that's against the dress code, and he was fined for not putting the shoes back on. At some point he did a fucking weird trick shot, and his shirt came untucked. And he also was fined $5,000 for not having his shirt tucked in and refusing to put it back on, knowing he's gonna do more moves like that. It's just gonna come back out. Might as well leave it out. That was the thing. And there was another one. He missed the shot, and he did this little, angry sort of tap. He tapped his cue on the thingy, and everybody's like, "Ooh!" And they're what the? You missed a shot. You're lucky the dude didn't fucking break it in half. If it's an important ass game. That that's such a British sensitivity. Oh, he tapped it. He almost broke it. Dude, it just bent a little. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
you gotta see it. It's one of the oldest episodes of Fact Fiend.
I am terrible at pool.
Are you really?
Really bad. I'm not as bad as bowling, dude. Bowling, I'm straight up awful at. But I don't go bowling. I don't like
good
bowling.
At any sports?
I'm actually
You're a nerd.
I'm actually pretty good at. I'm okay at soccer.
Soccer?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's
I'm
what
not
I grew
bad.
up playing. But
Yeah, I'm not bad. The problem is that I'm way better goalie than I am anything else.
Well, yeah. Well, that's also reaction time. You have to
Yeah.
sort of predict.
Yeah, you have to actually pay attention.
There's a lot of physics involved in that, I think.
Yeah, I'm not bad at playing, but typically I'm goalie. And football, I'm alright at.
I've never played that. No.
Yeah.
It's never been.
Sorry,
my thing.
American football.
American. Yeah, that's what we call it in Mexico too. Yeah.
American football.
They call
That's
it football
what-
americano. We're what?
That's what you call it in German. Amerikanisches is football.
What?
That's how you would say American football in German.
Anywhere else?
Yeah, pretty much anywhere else but here. And here it's just called football. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
put
the whole
emphasis on it.
pound and inch system.
Yeah.
That makes no fucking sense anywhere in the world.
We blamed the British on that, and then they went back to metric. You know it's called imperial, right?
Imperial. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, it's called the imperial.
Called the imperial system.
Yes.
That's such an unfortunate name.
It was brought over by the British.
But yeah, that was the whole point.
And then they
changed it.
changed. Wait a minute, this whole operation was your idea.
But we're trying to. Are we the baddies? Have you seen that fucking
Yeah,
video?
I've
Oh
seen
my
the video.
god, I love that shit.
Are we the bad guys?
Why do we have skulls on our heads? It's a skull. Oh my god, what are we doing?
I don't know.
I'm dying. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're tired.
I'm exhausted. And if I don't know. I don't want to promise. If I cannot go out, no.
No, probably not.
I do have a lot of caffeine in the house. I keep a lot of caffeine pills and Monster energy drinks.
That
have a
sounds
supply.
dangerous. I mean, I can't have any caffeine, so.
at all, right?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
supposed
Are you
to.
still taking B12?
Well, yeah, of course. I have to take my B12.
I'm actually
every day.
off my brain tumor. I ran out
Really?
of. Usually there's a service that you like. Basically, Walgreens will call your doctor and ask for a refill, and they declined it. And I'm like, oh shit, am I in trouble? I think I've had it too long without seeing my doctor, so they're probably gonna demand that I see him. So I made an appointment. I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I already missed it once, and as of tomorrow, I'll miss it twice.
So definitely don't miss it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's actually going to cause any problems.
Probably not, but it's always better to
Yeah.
better to know than to not
The
know.
doctor said there's a possibility that it'll basically revert what it's doing, which is keeping the brain tumor smaller,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll like grow faster because now you got it accustomed to the medication, and taking it away it'll do the opposite effect.
Right.
Like homeopathy.
Yeah, I like homeopathy.
Let's talk about homeopathy.
Oh God.
What do you know about it? You know a bunch of shit, don't you?
Yeah, I know a lot of it.
I heard a lot of like James Randi speeches, like TED
Yeah, a
Talks
lot
about it.
of James Randi speeches. There's a lot of. I know a surprisingly large amount of people who are into homeopathy.
Yeah, my own mom tried to suggest for like a throat something. And they're like, take these drops, and I like do like homeopathy. Like, mom, are you serious? Yeah, it's all natural. Like I know that's what they say. That's like you think I heard the commercials. Like I know what they're selling you. It just doesn't do anything.
They're selling you water.
Yeah. If
Sometimes
not like
it's
sugar
flavor.
or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they cut it with, calcium I think.
There's all
pills
sorts
are
of
usually
stuff.
pressed with
Yeah.
some of the, but that's all you're consuming.
Mm-hmm.
But like my favorite bit is that James Randi would eat like a bottle of sleeping pills.
Yeah, a bottle of sleeping pills.
And, like drink the whole fucking movie. Like I just drank 7.5 weeks of sleep. Why don't they do anything to me? Like before the speech starts.
Yeah.
And he ends the show saying, "Oh, by the way, this were sleeping pills, homeopathic medication. You know what the active ingredient on sleeping medication is? Caffeine. Because according to homeopathy, the thing that will cause the symptoms diluted will cause it to be a
Oh man,
solution."
we got fished by a stream buying followers. No,
What?
we're not popular enough.
Oh,
for that.
Dell,
Sorry.
should we talk about that?
Oh yeah, that's actually a thing that's been going on.
I'm pretty
for-
sure if I say that website out loud, that they would consider that a success in
Yeah.
advertising. So I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
I'm
it,
not
but
gonna say it, but yeah.
somebody's like, "Hey, you want to buy followers and primes and viewers?"
No, we're not popular enough for that.
Well, we're not unpopular enough to be buying.
Yeah, we're
like,
not. Yeah, that's fair.
We're not desperate enough for fame. I don't give a shit.
That's kind of the point of the podcast.
I don't think he listens.
No, I don't think that. I don't
Wasn't
think
there a
he-
guy that was trying to get us to react to like a video game specifically?
Yeah, well,
He
we
was
found
sending me
out
clips
about.
and
Yeah, we
shit?
sending his clip, but that was like a there was like a fan. That was really interesting. I
Yeah.
thought because I hadn't actually played that game. Like I had only seen clips.
But just the way they were suggesting it sounded like somebody from the
Yeah.
company, like from the developer,
Yeah,
are
it was-
trying to get us to just talk about their stupid game.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was just a fan.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. The people listen to this shit, and who the hell knows what kind of weirdos we.
Yeah, it was
we hit.
Until Dawn, and that actually has one of my favorite actors in it. One of my favorite actor like type actors, like just like the way his face acts. He's the psychologist, and
Yes!
he plays. But he also
That's
plays.
Fabrizi
Yeah,
from,
thank you.
from Prison Break. Yeah,
Yeah, from Prison Break. He also was
He's in a lot
he's
of
in
the-
he was also Satan in Constantine.
No shit.
Yeah, if you
Did
watch
not
dude,
know
if you
that.
watch Constantine, he makes a great Satan. He's like the
like-
best Satan that I've ever seen.
I keep thinking like a good character. How many Satans do you know, like the actors? Because like who's played Satan in the past?
Well, you have Lucifer in the new series Lucifer.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
You have him.
Well, didn't David Grohl played Satan in like Tenacious D movie?
Yeah. This is,
It's weird how often that character gets used.
yeah, a lot. I mean, the big bad evil guy is kind of like the thing, and
The
like
thing.
who is the biggest, baddest, most evil
Wasn't
guy?
the Satan in Supernatural? I think it was the guy from Dexter, the girl's ex-boyfriend, the abusive husband.
Yeah.
That was Satan in Supernatural. I like Crowley. I want Crowley in more things. From Supernatural, you know who that is? The British-
I remember.
He's an English actor. He's a lot in White Collar too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his characters. He always has the same accent. There are actors that always just be themselves in every fucking movie, huh?
Yeah,
Jim Carrey,
Jim Carrey.
immediately
yeah,
every fucking
Jim
time.
Carrey.
Adam Sandler's always himself.
Yeah. Adam
no, he's done
Sandler's
some
is
character
kinda,
stuff. I
Yeah, he's
think.
done some character stuff.
Yeah, I forget about that.
Yeah, Jim Carrey tried to do some character stuff. Like he's
23.
Yeah, 23. He tried to break into there. I just don't think it makes a lot of money. Jim Carrey can kind of be a little hit or miss. Same thing with Adam Sandler. Honestly, I'm not a fan.
Ooh, I can name a ton of bad movies by Adam Sandler.
Yeah, there's a
I was
lot
gonna say,
of bad
can you
ones.
name a bad movie by Jim Carrey?
Oh, what was the one? Not off the top of my head, I don't remember what the name of it was. But there was
What happened in
one. It's was that Jim Carrey?
Way to curve that.
No, like the scene that I have in my head, I'm like thinking, I was like, wait a minute, that's probably not Jim Carrey. I actually think
Probably was bad.
I actually think it is Jim Carrey. I think it is no, who am I thinking of?
Dead Silence. Okay.
Yeah. We'll discuss it
about
later.
it. Yeah, forget about
we'll
it.
discuss that later.
Not
I don't want to
important.
sound like a fool. to all
Forget
these
about
people.
it. It's fine.
There's a good one. Have you ever seen The Godfather?
I have not. But I was about to say that. Oh God, I forgot his name. The guy from Home Alone, the gold tooth guy. Oh, George Carlin talks about it when he's talking about God.
Oh,
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci, yes.
He's also himself and everything.
Yeah, Joe Pesci is
He doesn't
also,
act like anything other than the fucking Italian mobster.
Yeah,
That's
other
always
than the
him.
Italian guy. Yeah.
Even in Home Alone, when he had no reason to be, but
Yeah.
he's that Italian mobster.
Yep. Hey man, I still pray to Joe Pesci.
You pray to Joe Pesci.
I mean,
For those of you who don't understand the reference, I think that's a bit in the intro, isn't it? George Carlin talking about.
yeah.
religion? So in that bit, he talks about how like prayers get answered about 50-50
Yeah, it's like
rates.
about 50-50.
Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. So why bother praying to God? Pray to anything else. I'll pray to Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
That was like his thing. It's always like Joe bless you at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, thank you very much, Joe bless you. Oh God, George Carlin. I love this weird catalog I have of comedians that somebody will say something and I'm like, oh, that's that comedian. I remember that bit.
I mean,
And
you
it's
watch a
like,
lot of comedy
what?
shows.
Well, the thing is, that's not necessarily how it always works. Some people might have heard it from a coworker who heard it from his mom who watched that comedy bit. So it got passed on and like, oh, I didn't know a comedian said that. And like, well, yeah, it's clearly a joke and it's very well done. You think you came up with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a professional who's been testing jokes for a very long time came up with that. It's kind of like almost every product you find, they're like, oh, this is brilliant. How like, yeah, there was a fuckload of engineers working their asses off to make this convenient for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
It's not
I mean,
like a coincidence.
one of my favorite YouTube channels is, or I guess YouTube things, is that it's a guy who tests really bad products and engineers them better to make them better.
Oh, so no, we're not talking about Rob. He worked in the fucking Mark Rover.
Yeah.
Mark Rover.
Yeah. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff like that. There's also another one I got to show you where the guy spends absolutely way too much time over-engineering things. Like he makes, I wouldn't say over-engineering, making things to make himself better, like a pool cue that always hits the perfect ball
It
in.
must be Mark Rover, isn't it?
Nope, he does not.
Because Mark Rover made the dartboard that always catches the center.
Yes,
Like cameras will read where
Yep.
the thing is
It's
going
like
and
it's
moves
like
the board.
that. It's like that, except he does a whole bunch of different stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you see the latest Mark Rover video?
Which one?
He invented a robot that will put the dominoes pieces like a printer. So you can do those big domino things, you know, where you like throw them up and the whole thing draws a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that there's professionals, there's like athletes that actually have records and shit of putting this many thousand pieces in this amount of time. There's record, so he basically made a machine that's 10 times faster than the fastest person could do it, and it's just basically a printer. Like it's a robot that will scan the floor, know what the areas is, and put up like 300 pieces at a time, and then go reload, and then you know.
Robots.
He made a massive like stadium sized Super Mario cover or something.
Yeah, robots are better. I mean, we design robots to be better than us in every way. Do you think they're not coming for some of our studs out there,
That's a
sex
good one.
bots?
Have you heard of Elon Musk talking about robots?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Are you
I'm excited. I for
immediately
one
thought of,
welcome our
iRobot?
robot overlords.
a robot overlord?
Yeah, I for one welcome our robot overlords.
Well, I think I've said it before on the show. I'm a transhumanist.
Oh,
The
definitely.
moment there is a method for me to live longer without the human body, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, I'll sell my brain.
Well, I think we're both transhumanists. So.
Yeah, I'm down for living as
I
long
mean,
as I can.
the thing is, like, I have to be. I've been cursed by the basilisk, so I kind of have to,
Bass.
yeah. That's a reference. That's a hell of a reference.
Don't know it. Got it.
If anybody does get that reference, kudos on you. That's a hard one.
That's
That's a hard one.
what she said.
That's your bonus points. You managed to get that reference.
Oh my god. So let's see. We're almost out of time. We got like another 7 minutes. Is this plus 5?
Oh, okay.
Because I started. I did the math wrong. That's not the point.
That's okay. Math isn't your strong suit. So
The fuck is not. This is exactly what I'm good at. Apparently, Xander too. I went because I took my son out of physical school because my wife is not gonna let him go back to school.
right.
She's like, I'll pull him out in homeschool, and I'm like, oh, let me work on this.
Mm-hmm.
So I put him in a virtual school, and he should start tomorrow if he gets the approval in time. Otherwise, he's gonna have to start next week and catch up. But they gave me his like scores or what do you call it, report card.
Yeah, report card.
And yeah, motherfucker is excellent in math. That's the only one. It's like average, below average, failing. I think PE. I'm like, oh great, he's one of those. That's you know.
You have a little nerd.
I have a nerd. That, like the fucking report card does not.
We should have him.
He's failing PE and he's like apparently excels at math. He's the only one.
Oh, man,
Reading's average and everything else is average.
cultivate it. We should get him into D&D. Let's do this.
D&D.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
That's a math thing.
Yeah.
Fucking what?
It's just nothing but charts and math.
I thought it was like storytelling. That you,
I mean, there's also a lot of storytelling in there, but like, what do you think everything else is? It's all just charts and math. I actually I can show you.
Actually math?
Yeah. So watch this.
I
shit.
know that you roll a number and it decides what you're doing, but that's
Oh
not
man,
math.
I should
That's
show
chance.
you. I should show you. So I play D&D, of course, every weekend.
Yeah, you're a dungeon
Right?
master, right?
Well, I was, and so I actually had to physically design a robot that could actually work in the real in the D&D universe, and all that is written in Dwarvish, and the calculations are there too.
Why?
Because that's what you do.
That's just what you do.
I drew that, by the way.
I didn't know you were good at drawing.
You have to be. It's D&D.
It's D&D. Have you heard that song?
No. Oh yes, I have. Yes, I
Stephen
remember.
Lynch. That is fascinating. I didn't know you like. I didn't know you had the ability to draw like this.
I have to. How else am I supposed to design a robot
didn't say
accurately?
you didn't have to. I'm just. You've never mentioned this or
No,
shown me a drawing.
No, I've never. No.
Hey, look, I sketched this the other day. It looked kind of cool. Not once.
No, I know how to do it.
We're not that kind of bros. Like, what? You don't show me your art.
Again, I don't show most people my art unless it's relevant to what I'm doing.
You brought me your meat for my birthday, so
That's very.
I like saying that out of context.
Yeah,
But that was a work of art.
But yeah, no, this is straight up engineering. Like all this stuff up here is actually notes about the engineering and the way that the system works. Like all of this is the system.
I want to talk about how on hands you are when it comes to a project. Because last time you came over, we kind of distracted ourselves for a fucking long time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to finish that.
Like I can't really, without it ruining a magic trick that I was working on.
Yeah.
But
Don't ruin it.
yeah, basically there is this thing that does a job and it doesn't do the trick correctly, so you basically deconstruct, like you deconstructed the whole thing and like shaved pieces off with a file.
Yeah.
And made the thing so that we could theoretically mount it on pieces of wood to get the job done.
Yeah, to get the job done.
Strangest shit. You left the tool set there.
Yeah,
by
I
the way.
need
Don't
to
forget
take that with
yeah,
me.
I figure that's probably important for your job.
Yeah, it is.
But oh my god, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
so that's like D&D actually has a whole bunch of math in it. It's one of the things that most people like.
I know
don't
a
realize.
lot of people are into D&D, but everybody always told me that, and I've seen it like Big Bang Theory sort of mimicked, where you sort of somebody makes a set of rules and you roll the dice to make a decision.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a game of chance, and you also implement your storytelling devices to it, right? Like that's the thing you do in it. So I never got much interest in it, but the fact that there is math is interesting. I never heard of that.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said,
you tell me what is it, Magic?
Yeah, Magic.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know
Yeah,
what the fuck you're talking
it's a card game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, you taught me that, and that's all fucking math.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
of
like
math.
constant.
in that.
It's like playing fucking blackjack with like 3-4 times
Yeah,
and a layered.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
There's
it
a lot
becomes
to
very
go on.
confusing very fast. You taught me how to play it, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot. It doesn't look like a card game.
Yeah, after a while,
I'd
it
rather
doesn't
play
look like
chess.
Yeah,
And I know most people are intimidated by chess.
yeah, it
So
can get
like,
a little.
I'd rather play
much.
chess than Magic, because Magic is way levels above.
Yeah, there's a lot of levels of abstraction there. Also, Kules. Yep, there you go. There's another reference.
Kules?
Yep, that's another reference. A lot of bonus points going out tonight.
For who can I know? Like, can I get in on this
Kules,
joke? Or?
Kules are a measurement of abstraction.
Oh, I didn't. know
That's what
got it.
that is. That is at 1 Kule
that
versus
used-
2 Kules.
Like in language, or more like in physics?
That's like math. Well, it's theoretical math. It's theoretical, just not only in just math, but also like just speech in general, and like what a level of abstraction would look like when brought down to the mathematical level. It gets very complicated.
It sounds like it, actually.
I can show you the thing. That might be bonus content here in a
Sure.
minute.
We're probably already hitting the line, so anything we do from this point on, we can just call it or
Okay,
start
well,
recording.
we will call it and then continue recording on our bonus content, which should be releasing at some point.
Yeah, which, by the way, this is now a delayed podcast because the one from last week did not get published on Monday. So we'll publish last week this Monday, and then this one before we film the next one, maybe
Oh,
Friday.
okay, that's cool. So
Spread it out
we're
a little
ahead.
bit.
We're ahead
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
we're
pretty
basically
nice.
ahead because I forgot
Yeah,
to.
so
Whole lot of shit happened in the last
yeah,
week.
so
that
I will be at a convention. I will be at Etchy Expo, doing
Is that
my.
near here?
Yeah, Lee, it's very close. Well, not very close. It's close-ish.
Yeah, but like, is what is it? Friday, you said?
Well, the entire convention is going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will be teaching Saturday at 8 o'clock in one of their panel rooms, and that's at the Radisson Hotel on September 24th through the 26th.
Question: could you get me in?
No, you can buy a ticket. They only give you one ticket for whoever's hosting the
Okay.
panel, so that's going to be me.
Yeah, fair. No, yeah, fair enough. No, I just realized something. We could theoretically, the whole point of this equipment was to be mobile, to go to conventions.
We
and
could totally do a podcast
have a
on that. Yeah,
podcast.
that might be a thing.
Yeah, like
yeah.
if you're gonna have a hotel room or whatever area. we
I
can
won't,
play
but
with,
it's not.
we can probably find some area to do a podcast at.
It's a little bit closer to downtown Austin,
Okay.
but it's not that close to downtown. So
Okay. But yeah, like, I mean, if it's at night, I should be free.
I mean, it starts in the morning. I'll be there all 3 days and like probably
You're
early.
just enjoying yourself.
Just
until
just
you have to
enjoying
do the thing.
myself,
Gotcha.
but
But
not
yeah.
too much because you still can't do that in a public setting.
You had to. I mean, the joke was there to
Yeah,
take.
yeah,
It was there for the
yeah,
taking.
It
You
was
had
there.
to take
It
it.
was there. I had to take it
Oh my god.
up the ass.
But yeah, so. Oh. But yeah, so. Yeah, if I like, let me know closer to it because.
Yeah, I mean, we got like a month.
Plan it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that was part of the future plan for this podcast was to go to conventions and actually meet interesting people and talk about deviancies and shit. We definitely need a third mic system.
We need like an actual mic and actually interview some people and put her up on like a on the YouTube channel.
Actually, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, be like, hey, I'm with this. What weird stuff are you doing? Yeah, let's do that. That'd be fun.
I met a guy. I went to a rave recently. I think I talked about it. I went to a rave, and when I got there, a dude had put a banner and like a professional camera set up, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, we just go to random parties and like interview people, and I've never been to a rave before. Is this what raves are usually like? I'm like, no, like it's right, like we're still during COVID. This is dead. There's like a couple hundred people tops. That no, raves get packed to where you can't fucking breathe. This is scarce as hell. It's like no, this is not what a rave looks like.
Not what a rave looks like.
But it was interesting. Like, what caught my attention right away is the dude was interviewing me with a box. It looked best I can compare it to something about this size, maybe a little shorter, and he was just holding it like that. And I'm like, what? Like I finished the interview and blah blah blah. And I was just kind of taking it straight, right? But I'm like, what are you doing here? What is that? Are you like recording me or something? And then you're gonna edit it later and put the audio. They're like, no. This transmits to the camera over there. And he had a Bluetooth wireless mic system that you could hold up to someone and it's sending the signal to the camera to record.
That's awesome.
And he told me what it was. I found it like $300.
Oh, jeez.
It's just pricey, but it's an interesting piece of equipment to do. It would be cool to do this wirelessly, especially we're traveling and shit. These cables do get in the way sometimes, but it would be kind of cool, right? To have like an
Yeah, we can feed all of this stuff through. Our shirts and stuff.
That'll come if we get sponsored and we're making money off of
Yeah,
this.
if someone actually wants to try and sponsor this garbage.
Yeah.
Was that a little too cynical? My bad.
Just a bit. Just a bit.
My bad.
All right. Well, we should probably like give it an ending here. So thank you guys for listening today.
Yeah, it was good.
There will
it was a good
be
one.
extras. Oh, it would be some of the few content that's still allowed on OnlyFans.
Oh, actually, I found out that is probably not true.
No?
They are only banning more extreme content. So
Sex.
porn, no, actually, as far as I know, it is actually only like extreme, like we're talking like more extreme BDSM, scat play.
Scat play. Yeah, that shouldn't have been there to begin with.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that shouldn't have been there to begin with that they are banning. As far as I know, from the two places where I tried to look for it, it's super hard to find out exactly what they're banning.
There's a lot of
from what
discussion on this.
There's like 2 places that I have that seem somewhat credible, and they are not banning porn. They're not banning like baseline porn. They're just banning more extreme stuff right now, from what I've seen. So they're just cutting off the extreme stuff now, and then we'll see more. But again, there's not a lot of information out there on this.
Yeah,
but I've been
that's
looking.
something I'm noticing. Yeah, the one source said that they were planning on starting an app, so that you can download like an Apple TV or Roku or whatever, and on that they would ban. So like the content's still on the website, it just won't be on that app.
Yeah.
Right, and it's sort of like having. That reminds me of like YouTube Kids, I think it is.
Yeah, YouTube Kids.
Well, it's still there. You can still publish your content. It just won't go to the kids unless you market that as for kids.
Yeah.
Right? So in the opposite direction, right? Like this stuff is for adults. It stays on the website, but the app is not going to have any of that shit.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see that. We're trying to get more commercial for other people that do OnlyFans that is not for porn. But I want to know how that goes. And more importantly, apparently some of my friends have actually contacted like tech support or like the OnlyFans support, and they get in response, we are not changing any of that. Mature content's still going to be there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So where like this news coming from? Every time that nobody's quoting anything official.
Right, and when I went digging, the only ban that I could see was for the extreme content. It was pretty extreme content too. Like I said,
bet there's a lot
our
of
bar is shit play. So there's still a lot going to be a lot on there.
I had a friend that would sell videos of himself blowing a dildo that like donuts on it. That was just like, why? Don't know. Somebody paid for it.
Hey man, that's
like, Jesus Christ.
I'm all down.
He's like, oh no, I mean I fucked the dildo after that. I'm like, oh okay, I understand that it will be pornographic because you're a porn star, but like.
I mean,
the whole eating donuts off a dildo. Like, by the way, you're sticking sugar.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talked
That
about
sounded
this
like
on the last show.
Yeah, that sounded.
Don't stick sugar up your pussy, people. It's not good for you.
I was like, that just sounds like a yeast infection waiting to happen.
I just recently I was like, did you not hear my last podcast? Because I was talking to a friend of mine that like straight up said, he's like, oh, I like chewing on a mint or like one of those little sheets of mint and then giving a blowjob and then sitting on it. And I'm like, sugar on the what? No.
No.
Did you not watch my show?
There are things you can buy.
Yeah, apparently, like I was correct, and they're like, no, I got this at a sex shop, and I'm like, oh, okay, so
it's mint and probably has no sugar or anything like that, and it's meant to go by those places. Oh my goodness!
I always liked. Have you ever tried I don't know if they still make them. They used to make them back in 2010. Is the last time I remember having it. They used to sell a lube that the guy puts one and the girl puts another, and when mixed together, there's a weird temperature play kind of thing.
Yeah, there's still
one feels cold and one feels hot, or something along the lines. They used to make condoms with that lube already on it. It's such a weird.
I've never had a good experience, or how about this? I've always had good experiences, but it's super easy to please me. But whenever you have those condoms with someone else, the person I'm always having sex with does not enjoy the feeling. So
yeah, I have been stopped and these burns. I need different condom. That's not okay.
Yeah.
It's just that not everybody enjoys that.
Yeah. No, not everybody enjoys figging. So.
figging.
Yeah, we've talked about that on the podcast before.
That's ringing a bell, but I can't fucking think of it.
It's where it's where you take something like ginger and
Yes,
just whoop.
yes, we did talk about this.
Yep. Put it in the
And in
boot.
fact, there's a name for it. Figging. That's a shirt. Shit. Everything we talk about is a shirt. Everything should be shirts. We need to have a shirt store. Do you remember T-shirt Hell?
Yeah.
We need a store like that where like
Yeah.
everything comes from a dumbass joke that we came up with.
Yep.
That just like fucking making a shirt. Why not? What's the worst thing gonna happen?
I like
right?
the overcome shirt.
The overcome
that,
is-
that one's gonna that we have to make.
We
that
had
one.
another one about like my brother was talking about. It had a condom with a piece of corn
Yeah,
drawn on it.
Yeah.
Or printed on it. That was just why not? Someone's gonna look at it and go, "Hey, I remember that time." Oh fuck! All right. We should probably call it. I mean,
Yeah, we'll call
we
it
no
there.
longer have a limit. I don't know if you remember this. This could go up to 3 hours if we felt like it.
Yeah, if we want
We're
to.
not going to, but that means we can go a little over time.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the OnlyFans things because I've been
That's
on
a big
this.
topic for sure.
I've been on this and I can't find anything right now. Like I need to go back home and do a little bit more research. When it was coming out, I couldn't find anything. The only thing I could find was a banning of more extreme content, not the regular just adult stuff.
Yeah.
Right. There was a lot of stuff on there that was just. It's not like the purge that happened to Pornhub or anything like that.
The purge.
Where they just deleted anybody who was not.
What is it?
verified.
Apocalypse.
Well, no, that Apocalypse is a YouTube thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
well, I mean, it
Yeah.
affected a bunch of people.
Yeah, I don't think this
Whatever
is.
happened to? Wasn't there? That's another one that I wanted to ask you about. There was something along the lines of Twitch with girls in a bathtub. Have you heard
Oh
of this?
yeah, and they.
What was
Now
this one
I
thing?
disagree with Twitch on this one because they've said some stuff that when you sit down and think about, okay, so what this comes out is that they had said that certain content would be considered too sexual for Twitch,
Okay.
right? And things that are considered too sexual will be taken off.
Okay.
Right? Because they aren't like OnlyFans, they aren't a porn site, it's not what
Yeah,
they're here
it's
to
a
do.
gaming site. Yeah.
Right? And they had stated that if a woman is in a bikini or a very thin bikini and they are playing in a tub or a hot tub or something like that, and you find them sexually attractive, that does not mean that the content itself is sexual.
Oh, because it adds context to the
The
bikini.
problem is
Uh-huh.
the things that they decide to ban, right?
What do they
Leaves to be desired of what Twitch considers sexual. Things like, obviously, the funniest ones that I remember, because there was a whole list of them, but the funniest ones that I remember are farting on the mic.
That's non-sexual.
No,
According
that
to
is
Twitch?
apparently too sexual and should be taken off of Twitch. I don't know why Twitch finds farting
I feel like
sexual,
but
but
somebody does for sure.
I mean somebody does.
Interesting. I mean, with I think there's context. Like, if
Yeah.
you watch Johnny Knoxville grab the mic and go, you wouldn't consider that sexual.
Right.
But there are girls that will put like an ASMR mic on the camera and
Yep.
then, like bend over with like short shorts and like you can see the fart on their shorts. Like
Yeah.
that's intended to be sexual.
But that leaves the funny point of like the quote was, just because you find them sexy doesn't make the content itself sexy.
Yeah.
And
Have you heard of pedophiles?
yeah, and it's just like okay, there is a disconnect here, and I think they need to go back through and kind of readjust what they're talking about here, because it really sounds like they really are into fart play. Because that's
someone who made the rule.
Or someone who made the rules is into fart play and they find it incredibly sexual. Because someone like me, I'm not into that sort of stuff. I just think it's kind of gross. Again, I think it's more of like a jackass thing. Like when someone farts in a mic, I'm just laughing. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's a fart joke. Like it's literally child humor.
My son will like raspberry my arm. Like it sounded like a fart. I'm
Yeah.
like, what does it be like to be 8?
Yeah.
You know?
It's child humor. I don't consider it sexual at all, but apparently Twitch does.
Funny thing about being a kid, I just remember something. There was a common trend when I was a kid, must have been around Sanders' age, 8, 9, 10, like right before puberty, where the kids will fuck with each other by like hitting each other in the balls, like just straight up, boom, and that was like it wasn't bullying. There were actual like it was people that were close, right? You didn't just do it with anyone.
And that happened when I was in, like middle
And
school
there was
and a
another
little bit of
one
high school.
where they will give you a wedgie. They will like do this thing, just jam their hands into your ass
I mean,
to give you a wedgie.
that's like a thing in Japan.
I've seen the video of that where like they lifted a dude, like some
Yeah.
dude just whoop and lifted his ass all the way up. Like damn. That reminds me of the video. We should probably record that after a reaction. Have you seen the video of like a host that like the chair breaks?
Oh yes.
And it looks like the pipe went all the way in there.
Yeah.
There's also a prank where they get a bicycle where the seat will rip. Like it was designed so that there's a rippable area on the. So
Yeah.
when somebody tries to steal the bike, they sit on it and the fucking pipe. Like the seat goes down and the pipe comes through it.
Oh.
And it's like, damn, that
Oh.
is just mean.
Oh, don't make it lubed to make it ribbed
Make it ripped.
for their pleasure.
All right, but yeah, next week we should probably do some research and maybe some development on OnlyFans, and we can.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was intending to do.
into
I've been,
it.
like I said, I've been trying to follow it
do a
pretty
deep dive
closely.
on that particular.
Yeah, and we'll
that's
do a
definitely
deep
our
dive.
interest. Like OnlyFans is definitely. I have so many friends, and we were planning on making an OnlyFans, which it was for reaction to porn. But if they're gonna remove that shit, they're gonna let us.
Yeah,
So that's one other thing, and we still have to. I don't know. Do we want to go back on Pornhub?
we'll
Does it
figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I guess that's where we'll call it.
Yeah. On that note, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Please follow us. Our website is freakingdeviant.com. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, Google, iTunes, fucking everywhere. Just Google the Freaking Deviant, I guess. All the links are on freakingdeviant.com though, so that's an easy way to find. But thank you for watching and listening. Life is chaos.
And nothing is sacred. Have a great night, guys.
Good night, guys.